All right, what is up, you guys? It's your boy Rob. Hollow Avarice back again with some more gaming goodness. Today we are here to do some Genshin Impact. 4.6 is live. Went live last night while I was streaming Fortnite, but I decided to sit down and do it today, have a little more time at it. We are here. ARLECHINNO is out. ARLECHINNO's story, a new story update for Sino, a new region to explore. We are here. We are excited. Oop. All right. Oh, man. You know what? Actually, there is one thing I wanted to check out. Before we got started, ARLECHINNO's character demo and collected miscellany are both live. So let's check those out as we begin. Oh, I didn't open this yesterday. Alright, as this downloads, I'm quickly gonna swap over and let's do... Nope. There we go. Some of this. Character demo for ARLECHINNO Lullaby. You know, first things first. On cold nights, the children often play amongst themselves by the warmth of the hearth. Once the flames in the living room die down, they each return to their rooms to drift into peaceful slumber. There's no one to sing them lullabies, but that is of little consequence, for they no longer fear the coming of nightmares. All right.
Legend has it that long ago, the long nights were the den of dangers untold.
Mondstadt, Inazuma.
The children would huddle at home and light the hearth, awaiting the adult's
Smeru.
return.
Fontaine. Ooh, that was chilling. I feel it in my soul.
A spark cannot shatter all shadows until it sets all ablaze.
They have that glitch feel.
Other end of light lie still bleak shades.
ARLECHINNO, Dire Bale Moon. Again, very lullaby-esque. This is horrifying. Nice.
I hear that the children love to play by the fireplace. So let shadows continue to use the name House of the Hearth. Still, its flame is no longer needed, for you have the strength to defend yourselves.
Okay, absolutely terrifying. The glitch aesthetic, it was pointed out she keeps having this glitch aesthetic. So since the Song of Embers dropped, there's been a lot of theory crafting about her. This glitch pattern, like, everything keeps glitching out around her. There's a theory that she does not belong in this world. She might be like a descender or something along that line. We know her given name is Perouer. And I follow one creator who talks about the origins of every character's name. Perouer isn't a real name, I believe. I think they said. And it isn't found anywhere in our world. Like, all other names have roots in our world somewhere. Except for Perouer. It's just a name that doesn't belong. Where is it? She's an actual...
Arlecchino is an actual error.
Yeah, into an error in the code is what they kept calling her. That was it. Oh, here, yeah. There's a book in Genshin where Conria had an orphanage for descenders and beings from outside of Tevat. So it's believed that that may be the explanation of the origin of the House of the Hearth. Arlecchino's official name is Perouer, which is a name that doesn't exist anywhere, but aware stands for user, the equivalent of a range error in of a component. Equivalent of a range error refers to an error of a component in the distance from receiver to a satellite. So could she be like a reborn descender? And there were all these theories in that video. The blood red nail, does not appear until she's prepared to kill her own mother, which is kind of cool. All right. So that was that. So that was the character demo. Next up was the collected miscellany. To be a family's sole surviving orphan is always the most sorrowful thing, almost inevitably. It requires that a person must not only find their own reason to keep existing, they can make the cornerstone of the struggle to stem the tide of fortune, of waning fortune.
The fourth of the Fatui Harbingers, a formidable Snezhnayan diplomat and a ruthless assassin. This is the most you can hope to glean about Arlecchino, if you know the right people to ask. But
the Flaming Throne is awesome.
And gain the acceptance of a certain group of children, you'll learn about her most important identity of all, a father.
This will be a productive partnership, I hope.
As an intelligence operative,
Ignis Purgatorius. Oh, and I did find this location in-game, which is really cool. The location where she killed her mother is an actual location, a destroyed ruin in the game.
Prefers more covert means of attack. But don't expect her to shy away from unleashing her raging flames in broad daylight, if the situation calls for it. Arlecchino's normal attack can combo up to 6 spear strikes, dealing physical damage to enemies. Her charged attack consumes a fixed amount of stamina to dash toward an enemy and deliver a single slash. Continue holding the attack button, and she moves rapidly for a short period, at the cost of further stamina. With her elemental skill, Arlecchino commands Bale Moon Bloodfire to deal pyro damage to nearby enemies. She then charges at one of them, and delivers a further slash, dealing AoE pyro damage. Enemies struck by her elemental skill will receive a blood debt directive for a set period. Blood debt directive deals up to 2 rounds of pyro damage at set intervals. The damage dealt is considered elemental skill damage. Using her charge attack or elemental burst causes Arlecchino to absorb and clear nearby blood debt directives. Each directive absorbed grants her a bond of life worth a percentage of her max HP. There is a limit to the total bond of life that can be gained in this way.
Which is that extra red bar.
If her elemental skill is used again within a certain time, the directive's duration is recalculated, as is the maximum bond of life that they can confer. The Crimson Moon bloodline etched into Arlecchino's life brings her pain, but also power.
Hence blood fire.
When her bond of life is greater than or equal to a certain percentage of her HP, she enters the Mask of the Red Death state, converting her normal, charged, and plunging attack damage into pyro damage that cannot be overridden. While in this state, when Arlecchino's normal attack hits an enemy, the damage dealt is increased by an amount based on her attack and her current bond of life percentage. A portion of her bond of life is then consumed. Consuming bond of life in this way shortens the cooldown of her elemental skill, All is Ash. After unlocking the talent Agony Alone may be repaid, when Arlecchino's elemental skill applies a blood debt directive to an enemy, it is upgraded after a period of time.
I saw that, okay.
To blood debt due, which grants her more bond of life when absorbed.
Yeah, you can see there's more after, okay.
Defeating enemies with blood debt directives will grant her a large amount of bond of life. There is a limit to the total bond of life that can be gained in this way.
This is where you fall.
Arlecchino's elemental burst unleashes wings of Bale Moon Bloodfire, dealing AoE pyro damage, clearing her elemental skill's cooldown, and restoring her HP based on her attack and her bond of life value. Due to her passive talent, the Bale Moon Alone may know, while in combat, Arlecchino gains a pyro damage bonus, and can heal only by using her elemental burst, Bale Moon Rising. When HP is low, she can unleash her elemental burst against a group of enemies to deal pyro damage, clear the cooldown on her elemental skill, and recover HP.
Alright. I think I get
She is
it.
a father children can depend on. The family exists thanks to her. After unlocking the passive talent Strength Alone Can Defend, all elemental and physical resistance is increased for Arlecchino, based on the amount of attack she has beyond a certain value. There is a limit to the increase that can be gained in this way.
Still, that's really good.
The seat of Fourth Harbinger honors Arlecchino's past achievements and serves as clear confirmation of her combat prowess. With mastery of the Bond of Life, the bloodthirsty flame she wields is a foreboding sight to her foes. She starts the battle by using her elemental skill to apply blood debt directives to enemies. At an opportune moment, she uses a charged attack to absorb the directives, gaining Bond of Life and entering the Mask of the Red Death state, in which she dishes out pyro damage with her enhanced normal attack. When energy is full, she uses her elemental burst to deal pyro damage to enemies, while healing herself and also clearing her elemental skill cooldown. Then she goes on a final offensive streak, turning her foes to ash by the searing light of the blood-red moon.
Okay. Generally
Neither a
makes
dark
sense.
sun nor a red moon is seen as a good omen by this world's standards. Things certainly did not end well for the dynasties that took them as their respective emblems. So when someone
Was
has a
Remuria one of them,
dream
maybe?
featuring the sight of a crimson moon, she should beware. In my long journey, I have seen many fight to defy fate. Arlecchino is one of them. And she seems to have succeeded. The fiery blood that corrodes her flesh has eaten away, too, at the shackles that once bound her. When a blood-red moon shines down from above, Some see the face of death, while others see the roof over their heads.
Okay, that's kind of crazy, but interesting nonetheless. All right, we're hopping in. Let's do this now. All right, that was pretty solid. That was pretty neat. Huh. Yes! Finally! Alright, so let's see. Arlecchino. And Lynette Fremine. Zhongling. Linny. The Undersea Capital, the Lost Homeland, the Statue of Marble and Brass. Alright, first things first. First things first, we're doing this one quest. This is the last quest I needed in Inazuma. To have all of the Inazuman achievements for dailies. Right, I'm 90% positive. This is the last one I needed. Right here, achievements. Yeah, after this, it's on to Sumeru, to do a lot of Sumeru. You've improved your land skills. Alright, so I'm going to do my dailies.
Hold that pose! Watch out!
This should be... You should start a Doshin Dojo. Done! Done! Alright. Let's go to the... commissions. Sumeru. Starting tomorrow, we will be doing Sumeru missions. Alright, now I don't even know if we need to do these. Yeah. Because we're going to be doing exploration anyway.
Once, there was...
The realms rocked. It's back to... Huh. Inazuma. The mirror reflection liar. You know what? Why not? Let's do it for the sake of friendship. Of building friendship with these four. So it's gonna go that way.
Right, here you are.
A little lucky. Watch out. Say cheese.
Good.
Flicker. Doesn't cry. That tingle.
Coming at ya. Coming at ya.
Here you are.
Okay, set out some blooms.
This one's got your name on it.
Fry.
Yeah.
That should be fine. Good. Out of their range. Alright, so charge up there and use my big boom.
Fire. Well, with rocks.
Scatter. Flicker.
This one's got your name. This one's got your name on it. Shake it and stir.
Good. Alright, easy enough. This is stealing from the Fatui. Again, pretty easy. So this one's just all about timing. Let's do this one, and then withdraw. I do miss Inazuma. 'Twas a simpler time. So with Arlecchino, They seem to be introducing, like, we've had the Bond of Life introduced with certain enemies. You know, two of the Fatui in this region. I wonder if that's going to be part of the new meta in Natlan.
Let's get down to business.
This one's got your... Can't handle your drink. Huh, pew pew. Hard-hitting exclusive. Smile. This one's got your name on it. Attack! That's the way. Hey there!
Here's more.
Yeah! Haha!
Say no more.
Hold that pose! Feeling lucky? Watch out!
The fairy. Here you are. The process of elimination.
Watch out! Feeling lucky? Diana special!
Alright.
This one's got your name on it. This one's got your name. Smile. Shoot bomb. Watch out.
I'm ready.
Oh, my camera.
No, my camera. Alright, oh wait, let's grab those. Alright. So I should not need to come back to Inazuma until the upcoming Arataki Ito Music Festival.
Thank you for Ad Astra Abyss.
Navia, done. Who was next on my friendship list?
Mistakes over and over again.
I always want at least one Claymore character for breaking stuff, and one archery character, so I think...
Trapped. You
for Sayu. Navia for Sayu. Alright, yeah, I'm done with that one, and done with that. So the next one is Alhetham for Albedo, and Charlotte for Risley. So yeah, I got a whole planned out method for getting through all of these. Alright, so those are the new friendship people. Yeah, I should have checked first, see if they were done. Oh, that's new. You know what? They're spreading it out. Okay, because they're getting ready for adding more areas, probably. Alright, let's remove Navia. Install Sayu. Hey, Sir Pounce-a-Lot. God, that's a big kitty. All right.
This realm is...
Oh, we got new furnishings. Reverse. Forgot I could reverse. All right. These two. Valley Store, Leisure of Tea. Sword-bearing statue, Eternal Watch, Origin of Music, Legion's Furious Horn, Hidden Serpent, Crystalline Glory. That's sick. Oh.
If you ever have...
Oh, one more.
This realm is...
Oh, we can create up to 10 now. That is perfect. Where's that other one that I had? That tea house. Inazuma. Yeah, this is the tea house, right? No. Inazuma, Sumeru. The second part of Sumeru. Fontaine. There it is. Oh, make me 2 more statues and 2 of those. Done. Oh my god, that's so nice.
If you ever...
The speed with which I can do that now. Oh, that's so good. Ooh, chicken. There we go. So we're done with that, that, and that. Alright. So now, it is time to start doing the fun stuff. Fontaine. It was...
The Steambird is an excellent publication. They have many outstanding journalists, and the editor-in-chief is always open to new ideas. But most importantly, they pay their writers on time.
Oh, right here. Oh, it's that big internal area. Finally. Oh, that's cool. Look at it. Oh, yay. Alright, so it doesn't look like we're doing Mount Essus yet.
There are lots of journalists in the court of Fontaine, but not all of them hold themselves to a high professional standard. If you're ever looking to do an interview, I'm your best choice.
Oh, they added a whole bunch of new achievements to this thing that I'm doing. Defeat local legend Cineas. Use the current that Skilla summons to reach a target point for the first time. Pick up a mysterious grimoire for the first time. Use grimoires to activate all mysterious bookshelves. Allow the lost scorer to once again see the light of day. Collect the 4 treasures. Bring Osei some food. Master the power of the symphony. Complete the stage performance of the Fated Castle. That here, obedient to our oaths, we lie eternal. Wow, so we got a lot of new achievements. Okay.
The Steambird is an excellent publication. They have many outstanding journalists, and the editor-in-chief is always open to new ideas. But most importantly, they pay their writers on time.
It was on Mount Essus, so it's right... Okay, there it is. Alright. Let us go. Sayu.
Can't catch me.
All right, here we are.
How about we explore the area ahead of us later?
Oh, sorry. Ignore me. Yeah, you can literally see the walls blown outward from Arlecchino's power. And people lined it up. You could see like the exact mountains in the background. Okay, so this is where Arlecchino killed her mother. So, let's go to my party. Go to my situational group. Last situation was called for cats. This one calls for Linny. We have Lynette.
To be here.
Let's do Fremine.
Yes.
And who else would be a good addition? Ooh, how about Child? Where is my child?
Come on, don't keep me waiting.
All right. So here we have a House of the Hearth theme and Fatui themed party. Is this not until later this week? 6 days, yeah. I think I have 50 sitting here, right? 53. Sorry, 50, so it's $3 charged in my wallet, okay. Alright. Let's check my history. I don't think I have too many. 5, 10, 10. Alright. So I'm at 10 summons as I'm going into this. So here we go. So this is 20. Right off the bat, nothing. Ooh, Barbara. That's neat. 30. $40. $50. Oh, come on. All right. 50-50 gods, be kind to me. Here it is.
I am the knave.
Yes!
ARLECHINNO, for
LaBelle, right at the best time. I got it. Oh, thank you.
children of the
Bringing me luck.
Call me father. I do hope our partnership proves to be a pleasant one. Although
There it
it
is.
should be fairly easy. After all, there's no cause for contention between us at the moment.
Oh.
Wouldn't you agree?
I really don't know how I feel about the entire speech that they give now when they're summoned, but I am so happy to see it. That is such a beautiful character art screen. Again, the Bale Moon in the background, the blood flame. Terrifying looking, but we got her. We got the Dami Mommy herself. We are in it, and we are ready. Let's go. And that was my last full summon. All right. Oh, that's perfect. I definitely don't have enough for her weapon. That's 100%, but...
No need to fret. I shall handle this.
80. 80 pity, so dang near the maximum. We do not get lucky here on this channel. I'm pretty sure I failed the 50-50 for Chiori. And I failed the 50-50 for, oh god, who was before Chiori? No, I got the 50-50 for Zhang Yun. But I failed it for Chiori, so... Whew. So pretty much at maximum pity. Alright, now let's give her... Now that I have her, I'm ready to try out this character. I really want her weapon, but I do not feel comfortable pulling for her weapon. Maybe I'll do that off stream at some point, but... Alright, so let's see.
Transfixed.
And then I absorb it with that. Okay. Now that I've absorbed it... And then resets it up.
Overruled. Witness
Now,
my
this should heal me. Yep, okay. So that sets up the new heal. I can reset this.
Don't get too close. Fire it up.
everlasting as the moon.
And that absorbs that and heals me. Alright, I think I'm starting to get it. Alright. Who? Alright. I think I get how she plays. I'm excited to try.
Booba, get them! I'm going in! Nice and spicy! Out of my way!
Let's get this show on the road.
They say she's just like Hu Tao.
Now disappear.
I mean, maybe. With Hu Tao, you want the damage, you want the... a more free-to-play friendly Hu Tao. I like that.
And voila.
Right off the bat, she seemed to handle well. I'll say. Alright. Alright, so let's... I also forgot now I have Lynette at C4. Okay. Max her.
Always keep moving forward.
So I do need to find and fight the new boss if I want to keep leveling her up, unfortunately. The Legatus Golem. Oh, she even glitches in her... Ooh, that's really weird. The fact that she physically glitches out. We want something that improves base attack. Attack percentage also would not be bad for her. Crit damage or crit rate. Let's go deathmatch for now. Although that wouldn't be bad, I guess, for her. Okay. I like how, oh my god, it turns the spear into a scythe. That is cool. What? Oh, that was nuts. Alright, use the stamina. Hold on, I want to try it. See if she'll fly off a cliff. So yeah, so I guess her weapon is probably special, that it physically transforms, but she probably adds the scythe effect to all spears regardless. That is neat. Now, can she fly off a cliff? She can't fly off. Okay. But this is where she killed her mama. What if, like, I'm on the edge? But I can fly over water. That's cool. Yeah, I can fly right over water. That's cool. Okay. So now we had one other big thing that I wanted to do. Sephiroth! Alright. Finally, Fountain of Lucine. I have 240 Hydro Sigils, and I've been stuck at level 40 for, what, 3 months now? 3.5, 4 months? So let's offer all of those. Brings me instantly up to 48. Oh, you get the centerpiece for Fontaine City. Ooh. And the Hydro Sigil shop. Plus a Crown of Insight, plus the new name card for the Fountain of Lucine. Beautiful. Alright, I think Navia Fountain of Lucine is my new name card. Beautiful. Alright, Concealing Snow doesn't look bad on her. Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna go with. I'll get a better configuration later. For now, let's just attack percentage. Her healing scales to her attack percentage, so for now, let's go for that. Alright, just for now. Okay, crit rate up, nice. EM. Defense. HP. Attack percentage, okay, cool. Okay. I also really like her animations. Okay. So now we obviously have a new region to explore. Oh yeah, look at that. Just literally sitting in the middle of nowhere is now an island. Between Sumeru, Liyue, and Fontaine. I love how just bonkers the landscape slowly gets. Right? I mean, we got... all the way over there in the distance, you can see, oh, man. So that's Chenyu Vale. Past there, you could see Storm Terror's lair. You can see that one floating island. You can see the Jade Palace. The inverted pyramid. The crazy tree. Oh, man. Yep. Arlecchino glitching out. Yeah, we don't have that giant... we're not going to have this giant hole in the middle of the map anymore thanks to these two areas. I'm very curious when we're going to do the rest of Fontaine, because I think they said this was the last Fontaine area that they're adding. But obviously, I mean, we have a big chunk of island up here, and we haven't done Mount Essus, which is right here. Which is supposedly the tallest mountain in Teyvat. So I'm very curious what we're gonna right over there. So I'm very curious when they're gonna finish off Fontaine. I'm not going to do a full exploration yet. I just want to snag that teleportation point. I don't know if I'm going to make it. Alright, sorry, Linny. Let's...
Witness my... The show begins.
Still the best addition to the game, running around, friggin' Jesusing along the water.
How brilliant! The show begins.
Petrichor. Teleport point was already there. Alright, well... I feel foolish. Beautiful. Hopefully we'll be able to start doing this. Mare Nostrum. Yes, but they did add a new underwater region somewhere. So while the above water region isn't huge, I'm guessing that under here is probably, or maybe underneath Fontaine, and you go down underneath, is a large subterranean area. I mean, I'm at 4% just for unlocking that. The Nostoi region. So it's probably not a lot of Primogems for this island's exploration. But they added, where is it? The Undersea Capital. I'm hoping it's something like this, and we get a whole new section for it. Which is why they redid this. I'm seeing time trials, I'm seeing chests. That's good. It's a lot of area to explore. Alright. So, what was next? Next was quests. Wasn't Sino's quest also going to happen now? Okay, Sino's quest is going to be in the second half. In the second phase of this update will be Sino's story quest. Gotcha. Alright, when the hearth flame goes out, time for story. Enable focus experience to avoid conflicts with other quests or characters. I have no other quests or characters, but that is very cool. Thank you. When the hearth flame goes out, Ignis Purgatorius, Chapter 1, Act 1. The child who doesn't exist. It's a fine day. Yes, a fine day to stroll around Poisson.
It's been a while since we visited Poisson. Maybe we should head over and have a look around.
Let's go. Or does Arlecchino's quest require the new area? I just want to see if it requires the new area. Alright, I don't think it requires access to the new area, so we're good. Again, I love that she just summons her blood throne and is lounging out here. I wonder... Queens... She does. She needs her seat. She needs her throne. I wonder, is she Numa or Wisa? Because Arlecchino does not have mechanics for Wisa and Numa. Even though it's Fontaine. Oh, okay. So the theory about her being an outsider from the world maybe holds true. Because she said she came from Fontaine. But Fontainian characters like Linny, Lynette, Fremine, obviously Farina, and Nicolette Risley, Navia all have Numa and Wisa powers, but she doesn't. That's suspicious. I wonder if it has something to do with her curse.
Over here.
She made it all up. She said, yeah, totally. I'm from Fontaine. That's why I care. Linny! Last time we saw you
To borrow one of the more
was the
popular
food
terms of
event
phrase
in
at the moment,
Leeway?
This appears to be quite the fated reunion. Running into you two out of the blue like this has really made my day. I certainly wasn't expecting it.
You can say that again. What brings you to Poisson? Wait, Paimon's got
Way
it.
too far.
You must be here for one of your magic shows, right?
Actually, we've run into a bit of trouble on the home front, so Father arranged for us to stay in Poisson for the time being.
Oh, are Lynette and Fremine here too?
Yep, along with most of the other members of the House of the Hearth. You may have noticed Poisson seems a bit more crowded than usual.
I wonder if I could talk to
So
other
you're
members of the
saying
house
the
now.
entire organization has moved to Poisson? Sounds like you've run into way more than just a bit of trouble.
Since the two of you are so curious.
Ah!
perhaps
Just
I
there!
can explain.
Just right there!
You scared Paimon half to death.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it.
You know,
I appreciate it.
on second thought, maybe we don't need to know. It's all probably super confidential House of the Hearth stuff, right? We totally weren't trying to pry or anything.
No need to be nervous. I could sense your genuine concern. Of course, I can also understand your confusion. Sending so many Fatui here to Poisson, it's only natural that some might suspect an ulterior motive to be involved.
We still have reservations
I
about your
understand.
organization.
I'm well aware you've had your fair share of confrontations with the Fatui in the past, and I can't exactly guarantee that we'll remain on good terms in the future. As for right now, however, I would say we have little reason to be at odds, wouldn't you agree? The House of the Hearth could stand to be more open with those who have worked so closely with us in the past.
I'm hoping when we get to Shneznaya, because, like, Child is still out there, and while we're on good terms with him, he is still openly Fatui. Same with Arlecchino. I hope we get, like, a gauntlet where we have to go up against, like, all of them, fight all the Harbingers in order or something, you know, like, fight. Obviously, we're not going to be fighting Signora and Wanderer anytime soon. But, like, fight Arlecchino, and fight Signora, and fight Dottore,
As for the issue at
and
hand,
Capitano, Columbine, all
it
of them.
hardly relates to any ulterior motive. To be frank, it all stems from a certain rumor circulating around the House of the Hearth. It's an internal matter.
What sort of rumor?
A rumor that a certain phantom child is hiding away in the House of the Hearth.
Ooh, a ghost story?
Child? Who? Just hearing the name is giving Paimon the creeps.
A spirit that should have long ceased to exist is lurking in the shadows of the House of the Hearth.
A
So I
spirit.
decided to bring the children to Poisson before continuing to investigate the situation. I expect I should be able to track down the spirit fairly quickly. After that, it's just a matter of resolving the situation, if you will. It shouldn't be much trouble at all. If you're curious, or if you still have some concerns, it might be advisable to stick around for a few days. I'm sure the children would be exceedingly pleased to welcome some visitors. Lenny, I'll leave you to entertain our guests. I have some matters to attend to.
Of course, Father.
When it comes to the idea of Fatui Harbingers being diplomats, I feel like she fits that role very well. Couldn't help but feel intimidated. Now that she's gone, I feel like I can finally breathe again. She also suggested we stick around, but why?
It has long been a dream of mine to invite you to our home and introduce you to my other siblings. You're quite well known in the organization already. A lot of people have been talking about you, especially after everything with the prophecy. If you're willing, why don't you stay a while and have a little chat with us?
Alright. We don't have anything else to do right now anyway. But let's be clear, we're just gonna be there as guests, okay? Don't get any funny. Oh, wait a second. For your guests, that probably means we'll be treated to lots of yummy food, right?
Of course. During our stay in Poisson,
Paimon's got a
the
Paimon.
locals with some fishing. We bring in quite the bounty every day. In fact, today's the perfect chance for me to show you what I can do in the kitchen. Let's go. I'll take you to where we're staying.
Oh, wait. Stop. Hold on. Something incredibly important. Arlecchino. Okay, steak tartare is her specialty. Steak tartare right there. Arlecchino. Let's make 20. There we go. Hearthfire's Trail. Arlecchino's specialty. The final aftertaste is cleaner and neater. I like how it has like the blood red X on it. Good. Ooh. These are new. Get prototype Rancor to level 60. Get 8 4-star artifacts to level 8. They added new stuff to this, too. Alright. Okay, so let's take a look.
We rented this house from one of the locals to use as a temporary base. I'll come back later.
Awesome, thanks!
Well, when I happened to run into you two earlier, I was actually in the middle of distributing some supplies. With this many people staying in Poisson, we have to bring in outside supplies every now and then. I should probably make sure the rest of these provisions get delivered. Otherwise, people might start to get antsy.
Okay, well, there are all sorts of rumors about your organization floating around out there. Paimon's not sure if she could even take a wild guess as to what's true and what's not. But now that we finally have the chance to see a day in the life of the house, we can take a good look at how you operate.
Well, you're more than
That's
welcome
true.
to come along. Just...
So we know from previous interactions with people, like down in the chasm, we had someone who grew up in the House of the Hearth, but they were a full-grown fatuous. So not every child of Mother in the house was probably made to kill each other.
Linny, we're finally here. The supplies. I'm assuming you've...
Brought them with me? Yep, here you go. Hello? Something caught your eye?
It's the Traveler in Paimon!
What's up?
No way! Come here, everyone! Hurry! The Traveler and Paimon are...
One at a time, please. Don't crowd around them all at once. We don't want to scare off our guests now, do we?
Oh, it's alright! Gotta say, Paimon didn't realize we were this famous. Of course! Father and Linny have told us so much about you.
Father told us about how you helped Linny. According to her, you're a trustworthy friend. And as far as she's concerned, that's pretty much the highest compliment we've ever heard her give. As you can imagine, everyone's been very curious about...
I heard the Traveler is so strong that she can move a mountain with her bare hands.
True.
I heard Paimon eats so much that she can clean out the entire pantry at Hotel Tabor in just 3 days.
2.
Wait a second! That's the rumor you heard about Paimon? Oh, no, wait! When guests visit, you're supposed to give them gifts. Oh, we don't need something like that. Come on, we insist. I can give you some of my new potions. Just pick your poison. And by that, I mean medicine or actual poison. I've got both. Huh?
That's messed up. Just actual poison.
Shaplo can teach you guys about stealth. He's super good at it. He's never been caught.
Ah, now that's not a bad idea. I know you usually prefer to fight head-on, but it never hurts to expand your bag of tricks, right? When it comes to eliminating your enemies, staying quiet can go a long way. I was poisoned not too long ago, and I'm still dealing with the after effects.
Just
So I'm not as good as
offhanded.
I was before, but I can still give you some pointers.
Wait. When you said gifts, Paimon didn't think you meant poison and stealth tactics. But those are the best things we can give you. Ooh, how about this? Tell me the name of someone who really annoys you, and we'll teach him a lesson for you.
Is this child gonna kill someone?
All right, Fold Selwar. I think that's enough
Mini
suggestions
assassin.
for now. When it comes to being a good host, it's the thought that you don't need a physical gift to make our guests happy. In fact, pestering them with suggestion after suggestion might make them more annoyed than anything.
Really?
We definitely feel the love.
It's been so long since we've had guests to play with. Yeah, especially if it's poison or something. I've got all sorts of potions for that.
Well, we'll talk to you all.
All right, see you later.
Bye. Lynn, about all that poison and stealth tactics talk just now.
Scared you, did it? That kind of talk comes with being part of the House of the Hearth. When Foltz was really young, he strangled all of his family pets. Just out of curiosity. He was labeled a dangerous problem child and was abandoned by his family.
That's literally psychopathic behavior. Torturing animals is one of the signs of psychopathy.
Elwar
That's
has an unnatural obsession with potions. Father has forbidden her from trying all the different concoctions she comes up with, but she still tries to test them in secret. You really have to keep an eye on that one.
so she might be a
Elwar
sociopath.
is around my age. While I'm mainly responsible for collecting intelligence, he handles surveillance. He's very passionate about his work and has no reservations about taking on some very difficult missions. I know you two probably aren't used to that kind of talk, but I can promise you they only had the best of intentions. Things like stealth tactics and developing different poisons, they really mean a lot to them. They were just trying to share the best of what they could offer, that's all.
Sure.
Wow, the Traveler and Paimon.
They don't really seem as intimidating as you hear in the store. They'd probably get along really well with Filial. If only they got here sooner.
Why? What happened to Filial? I mean, I'm just saying, in terms of in language that you guys might understand, the Traveler and Paimon are so strong. We beat the 11th Harbinger. Then we beat the 8th Harbinger so bad a god smote her. Then we beat the 6th Harbinger so bad he erased himself from existence out of humiliation.
Supplies are here.
Oh, no, there's Filial. Never mind.
Thanks. And who are these two? Outsiders?
Allow me to introduce you.
Oh, you're the famous duo
Not
I've been
too
hearing so much about. It's nice to meet you. I heard you've traveled to all sorts of places.
Of course! We're making our way all across to that!
Oh, good for you.
You must be pretty familiar with Fontaine by now, then. Have you seen the new opera that started running recently? I think it's called... The 4,000 Thieves?
Oh, this is the first we've heard of it.
It seems like it's going to be fantastic. From what I've been able to tell from the posters, anyway. You should definitely check it out if you have the time.
Oh, and there's the Blind Maiden, too. That one is supposed to have audience interaction.
You spent some time talking about pop culture.
After this mission is over, I think I'll go get a manicure.
Oh, maybe I should dye my hair.
Is it just Paimon, or do these two seem much easier to get along with than the others?
Maybe once they're older, they learn, they receive, like,
after all.
blending training to blend in.
I heard that.
Oh! Oops.
I'm guessing you're referring to Foltz and the others.
I bet those crazies are practically foaming at the mouth right now. I'm sure they just can't wait to get back to Snezhnaya to carry out the plan.
That's enough, Filial.
Don't talk about family members behind their back, right?
Guess this is goodbye then.
What plan, Filial?
Well, that's it for the supply.
Well, they
Oh,
didn't
that's
seem too happy
suspicious.
with each other. Seems like there could be something more going on here.
Observe for
Right.
now.
We're only here as guests. Oh, Winnie's getting...
Looks like there's more trouble in store next month, too.
Hey, just focus on the positives. At least our time in Poisson has been pretty relaxing.
Double cat. Worth a shot.
So, what do you think of the members you've met so far?
They got a lot of personality.
Well, Father is always encouraging us to be strong-willed and independent. So if there's one thing we've got, it's people who aren't afraid to speak their mind.
Again, all of this kind of speaks to what we saw in the Song of Burning Embers, where everything about Arlecchino is the antithesis to Mother.
Well, I should probably get cooking.
Of course!
Mother nurtured dependence, so you depend on Mother, so you're more willing to, like, give in to her insanity.
Then let's head out. Huh? Fremine, what are you doing here?
Well,
Fremine, nice to see you!
you too. I heard you're here as guests of House of the Hearth. Welcome.
We were just going to make some food. Why don't you come along? I could use some help in the kitchen, and I seem to remember you mentioning you wanted to make seafood soup for the Traveler in Paimon.
Seafood soup!
Were you looking for something just now?
It's nothing. I just wanted to see if there were any extra
Yeah, we've got some left over.
some food and water, and some clean cloth, if possible.
No problem. Give me a second here. Food,
What's up, Fremy?
water. Wait a minute. What do you need all of those for? You're not on any missions as far as I'm aware, and you were just going to come eat with us. So what's the...
I thought I'd grab an extra portion because
Nope.
I get hungry at night.
Fremine, you remember what I told you? You're not like me. Tell me what's going on. Is it really bad enough that you have to keep it from your own brother?
Maybe it'll be better if we gave them some space.
This is the first time I've seen that kind of look on your face. Whatever happened, does it have something to do with Father?
Yes. Just follow me.
Figure out what Fremi is hiding. Fremine. Yeah, Fremine. Ooh. Oh no.
You're back. Oh, and you've brought some friends with you this time.
Oh no.
Hello, my name's Linny. I grew up in the House of the Hearth. And
If
you
she
are?
says Clairvy, we're in trouble.
Winnie. I'm also a child of the House of the Hearth.
Yeah.
Just like you.
With the Luminos bell as...
You can call me Clairvy.
Clairvy?
It's nice to meet you.
Oh no.
Does that name ring any bells, Winnie?
No, not at all. That's not a name we have on our roster, I'm sure of it. What I'm not sure of, though, is how she managed to sneak in. She's
That's...
the phantom child Father's been searching for. From the looks of it, I'm guessing you were the one that found her, Fremine. You, haven't told Father, have you?
No, I haven't told anyone. I've just been keeping her hidden.
For how long?
About half a month now.
So ever since we got to Poisson, then, do you have any idea what you're doing?
I know what I'm doing.
Really? Because from where I'm standing, it looks like you're hiding the very person Father has been trying to find. If Father finds out about this, everyone involved is going to be punished. You know the rules of the house, Fremine. I know you do. Father doesn't tolerate any form of betrayal. So why are you doing this?
I've thought it through. And I just can't hand her over like that. Linny, don't you remember last year? Chaplot nearly died after getting poisoned during that one mission. He wasn't able to get back before the poison started taking effect. And not a single person was there to help him. That night, while I was sleeping, I heard a voice telling me to go save him. I opened my eyes, but I couldn't find the source of the voice. I thought maybe I was just hearing things, but I went to look for him anyway. Luckily, I got there with enough time to save his life. That feeling of being haunted, of hearing voices, it's happened many times in the House of the Hearth. I'm sure you've noticed.
So what you're saying is, that was her? She was the one who
She like
spoke to
the
you that
protector
night?
of the House of the Hearth?
Unless there are other spirits roaming around the House
Oh?
of the Hearth, I don't think there's any other possibility. If Clairvy were our enemy, it wouldn't matter whether she was a spirit or an actual child. I would have acted without a second thought, because that's what Father ordered us to do. But she's been living with us, helping us from the shadows all this time. I think that makes her I couldn't just hand her over to be dealt with. Not when there's so much we still don't know.
So what's your plan then? You can't keep her here forever. Someone is bound to find...
I haven't thought that far yet. I don't want to disobey an order from Father.
Come with me. There are a couple things I'd like to say to you in private.
Alright, now Fremine's stepping up. We'll hang out here with the ghost. I mean, this normal child.
Those two two sure care a lot about each other.
So Clairvy, we know, was the biological daughter of Crucibena, aka Mother, who was the previous knave. And she herself they were experimented on by Il Dottore. Oh, man.
Well, they got a funny way of showing it. From where Paimon was floating, it sure seemed like they were about to bite each other's heads off. No way. They have a really deep bond. I could tell right away, because I also have a friend like that. I just don't know how long that kind of bond can last.
What do you mean?
The darkness in the house runs deeper than you can imagine. No one can get out alive.
I'm sorry, Lenny. I really didn't mean to drag anyone else into
Oh, really? You didn't mean to? 'Cause I, for one, wish you did.
Huh? What do you mean?
You know, when we were younger, you didn't call me Linny. You called me brother, just like Lynette. We grew up together, the three of us. We were all orphans, all rescued by father. Of all the siblings in the House of the Hearth, I think our bond was the closest. Later on, when you started calling me Linny, I wasn't actually surprised. After all, Lynette and I are related by blood. We've had to depend on each other to survive long before we joined the house.
Lenny,
The darkest and most difficult moments of my life happened before you and I had ever met. I'm sure that's true for you as well. Even so, Fremine, we've stood by each other for all these years now, and to me, that means more than blood. You and Lynette are the most important people in my life. No one can replace you. So I won't let you face anything alone.
Oh, looks like things are getting kind of heated between Linny and Fremine. Maybe we should go check on them. Oh, it's raining. I should put my clothes away.
It's not. You're underground. It's not raining. It's a. I mean, there might be condensation on the ceiling.
Harry? Huh. Looks like she's not here either.
I'm right here. Stab, 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 stab.
Hey, you two! Hope we aren't interrupting anything. Like a fight, or... Oh, wait a minute, Fremine. You're not crying, are you? Is it...
everything's fine.
Well, we're all friends here, right? We've been through so much together, so if there's anything we can do to help, just say the word.
It's just a small family dispute. It's not something our guests should trouble themselves with. In fact, it might be better if your stay ended here.
Sometimes having guests around can come in
What are
handy.
you getting at?
When guests are around, families are often on their best behavior. And any disputes are less likely to escalate.
I think it's better if we stick around.
Just... thank you. I was really hoping to keep you out of it. But even if I could think of some other reason to turn you away, I'm not sure I could convince you. I know things could turn dangerous, so I promise you this. From now on, I'll protect you like my life depends on it.
Me too.
Well, back to the matter at hand then. If we don't plan on handing Clairvy over to Father, then our only other option is to solve the mystery of her identity before Father is able to track her down. That means finding out where she came from and what she's doing here. Then we can send her on her merry way and pretend like none of this ever happened.
I've tried that already.
And?
Alright, I'm intrigued.
And... nothing. I tried taking her somewhere really far away, but... after some time, she just reappeared. She even came with us all the way to Poisson. It seems like wherever the house is, she follows.
I don't know much about spirit.
Let's see here. Paimon remembers hearing something like, if you fulfill
Unresolved
your
business,
last
right?
wish before they died, they'll they'll let go of whatever is keeping them here and return to the ley line. Oh, it's just that Paimon doesn't really remember where she hurt.
Well, sounds like it's worth a shot.
What is
Let's
it?
go get Changyun and Shenhe, exercise her.
I need you to promise me that this will stay between the two of us.
Get Hu Tao.
We're the masterminds behind this whole thing. No one else gets involved. Can you?
Of course.
All right. Then let's seal the promise just like when we were kids. Fist bump on 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
I swear.
Oh, wait, what? Lynette's just there! Okay, that's pretty great.
Lynette!
That's pretty great.
What is the
She's
fight?
just there.
What brings you here, dear sister? And, when exactly did you get here?
Deadpan.
You're an idiot, brother. And you too, Fremine. You 3, Traveler. And you 4, Paimon.
Wait, what did we do?
I've seen Clairvy around the House of the Hearth before. I hadn't seen her in Poisson, so I figured she must not have come with us. But it turns out, you were just hiding her. I heard you talking about your plan. Rather than steering clear of the situation, I'd rather fully join in.
Immediately. No one else can know.
Agree.
Someone
Our actions
immediately
meant to
knows.
report
You're not giving us much wiggle room here, Lynette. Well, I guess we're all in this together then. After we talk to Clairvy, we'll figure out our next move. There's no time to lose. Let's go.
Investigation!
I'm full. Thank you for bringing me this food, you guys. She said she's full, but the food doesn't look like it's even been touched.
She's a spirit. She can't actually eat.
That's right. Based on what I've been able to observe, it doesn't seem like Clairvy can interact with the physical world. Still, when she's presented with food, she'll always linger around it for a good little while.
I mean, what? Her first real
Maybe
moment we saw her was her eating cake in that
she really is
in that
eating
video.
those things.
Does she know that she has already passed?
I've tried to ask her, but she didn't answer. My guess is that she's just as confused as we are.
Clairvy, if you've got some time, I'd like to ask you a few questions.
Sure. Oh, another new... Hello.
Clairvy, how did you join the House of the Heart?
Huh? Isn't it the same for everybody? The knave brings you here and then you can't leave.
It's just that your name, it's not on the roster.
The roster? Oh, I get it now. I think there might be some things you don't know about this place. The people in charge, they're not as nice as they look. They say they keep a roster, but it's not complete. There are a lot of people who aren't on it, and never will be. In this house, some people are family, and other people are just test subjects.
Yeah.
Those kinds of people aren't ever going to get a place on the roster. Unless it's the roster of people who've been executed. Wait, does that mean the knave...
Is there anyone that can vouch for you?
Perry. She's my best friend. She's the only one I trust in this place.
Have either of you heard of that name?
No.
Me neither.
Clairvy. Perry. But it seems like she's telling the truth. Maybe we should try a different approach.
A wish?
It can be anything you want. Just imagine. It's your birthday, you're blowing out the candles, and your wish is...
See the lights of Shiznaya with Perry?
To go outside where the sun can find me. That's it? Well, that sounds easy enough. The darkness in the house runs deeper than you can imagine.
Yep.
Okay, time to divide and conquer. I'll try and find a way to use basic illusory magic to take Clairvy outside and bring her somewhere with sunlight. Lynette, try and find the list of executions that Clairvy was talking about. Fremine, you stay in Poisson. We can't be the only ones who've had run-ins with Clairvy. I need you to collect intel on everything she said.
Understood.
I'll try my best.
What about us?
I really appreciate your willingness to help, but this is... let me think. Since Father considers you to be guests...
Oh boy! Yes, more Arlecchino!
Ah, Paimon gets it.
I'll give you a magic bird. If Father suspects something,
Oh, it's so
all
cute!
you need to do is release it when she's not... Of course, that's only as a last resort. If Father doesn't seem to notice us, there's no need to make... If the worst case scenario happens and we're discovered, just tell Father everything. We're not going to let our guests get punished for our own action. You too.
Alright.
I really hope this goes well. Clairvy, I'd like to take you somewhere.
Sure. Where are we go?
Okay.
Where should I...
So I'm wondering, is maybe the House of the Hearth split in two? So there is the children who can be turned into operatives, like these three, all the children that we've met, all the Fatui that we've met. I remember in Inazuma we met the teacher for the House of the Hearth at one point. So all of those are like one side, and then the other side is what we saw in the animated short, where with the Hunger Games style, some fight for quote unquote like kingship. I don't see any of the people walking around anymore. Part of me kind of wishes we had just like a blood red one-winged glider for Arlecchino. Sir? Tartar! He's he? Oh my god, we haven't seen him since Skirk.
Child!
We haven't seen him since the end of 4.2 with...
Hey, aren't you supposed to be in Snezhnaya recuperating? What are you still doing in Fontaine?
Oh, it's you two. I didn't expect to run into you here. I was unconscious for quite a while after the fight in the Primordial Sea. After I woke up, I realized I was being taken back to Snezhnaya. And well, I couldn't have that now.
Skirk? Tell us about Skirk!
Got unfinished business here in Fontaine. So, I mustered up all my strength and...
What sort of unfinished business are we...
It has to do with Skirk. My mouth.
Yes!
I really wanted to meet up with her, but by the time I got back, she had already left. I still have so many questions for her. Without any other leads, all I could do was ask the knave to help me track her down. She must have left behind some traces from her time in Fontaine.
Oh, okay.
Unfortunately, no. While the House of the Hearth is adept at collecting all manner of intelligence, certain existences can still manage to escape our purview.
I still think Skirk might be a
Unless Master
descender.
feels there's a need to meet with me, she's not going to be found. But that problem has an easy fix. I just need to become stronger, and then
Paimon thinks you should focus on...
the work. It's all thanks to that one kid from the House of the Hearth. Elwar, I think her name was. She gave me a bunch of random potions to drink. They didn't go down easy, let me tell you. Pain and chills all over. But they really did help speed up my recovery. And that's good, because it looks like I really do have to head back this time. The old man's been putting the pressure on me. He sent someone
Jester?
to tell me I'm needed for some sort of project.
Project Stuja?
We've
Yeah,
heard a little
that's
bit
the
about
one.
that.
I heard Regrador's involved too.
The banker.
I'm not looking forward to having
Pantalone?
to listen to all his monologuing, that's for sure. Hey, maybe you could think of a way for me to stay in Fontaine for a little longer.
All right. Hold up. Pen. Okay, so... Project Stuja. I don't recognize the word. Stuja. Stuja. A musical term. I'm seeing a lot of stuff for... Okay, here. Stuja, which means severe cold. In Russian, which is the root language. Okay. Siberian cold ambient. Or Stuja, meaning severe cold. Okay. Dainsleif already warned us about Project Stuja. I don't want to read any of these. Alright. Because we heard Linny mention that there's a project going to happen. That's probably Project Stuja. So severe cold. Obviously, the Tsaritsa is ice. So it's probably like a big plan within there. Alright.
Helping Linny and the others brush
And
up
it
on
involves
their fighting skills
Regrador
would be far more
and the old
interesting.
man. The old man could
If you and I
either
could
be
spar,
Jester
that would be even
or
better.
Rooster.
I've been waiting for a chance to see you go all out.
And what a sweet little daydream that is. But I also have a role to play in all this. I'll be leaving Fontaine shortly. Besides, considering how little they see fit to step outside the homeland, being called on to return to Snezhnaya by such illustrious dignitaries, what a great honor. Wouldn't you agree?
That seems very much like her words in Winter Night's Lazzo.
One I could do without,
She does not like Puccinella, Pantalone,
Does it kind of seem like they're...
just casually trash talking their colleagues.
So,
Yeah.
dear guests of the House of the Hearth, to what do I owe the visit?
well, we just...
Wanted to learn more about you.
We're super close to Linny and the others, but we still don't know much about you.
Is that so? Introductions have already been made, have they not?
Oh, well, you see? There's only so much you can learn about someone from a short introduction. At least tell us something a little extra, like... Why do you call yourself father?
It's incredibly personal.
I'd also like to know.
The fact that you have to ask tells me our intelligence work has been quite successful. Telling you the answer to that question would only serve to undermine that success. And we can't have that.
Spoken like a true diplomat.
Well, if there's nothing else, I think I'll take my leave. I still have a small matter to resolve.
Wait, don't go!
The natives now should run into Linny and Clairvy. About the house, what does the organization mean to you?
I'd also like to hear the answer. I've met some of the members of your organization, and they all seemed like really good kids. They actually reminded me of Tonya and Tusser, which, by the way, if you ever betray them, I'm just letting you know, I won't let you off easy.
And why would I betray them?
Well, you've already betrayed the House of the Hearth once, haven't you? At least, that's what I heard.
Yep. Yep.
Okay, I admit. That's just what the old man told me. The rooster, I mean.
Okay, old man is Rooster and not that. So, Project Stuja is going to have Pulcinella, a.k.a. the Rooster, and Regrator, a.k.a. Pantalone. The knave betrayed the house. Does that mean what Clary said was true? Does the knave really treat her children like test subjects?
Wait, did you really do something bad to those kids?
Never mind what I've done. I'm more curious as to what the mighty Rooster had to say. Care to enlighten?
Well, nothing much. Just some stuff about you taking out many other members of the House of the Hearth, and even going so far to attack your own family. Oh, based on your reaction, I'm guessing it's all a bunch of lies.
Hardly. I don't appreciate his particular turns of phrase, but I suppose he didn't say anything untrue. Although, it would be more accurate to say that there is a certain level of prejudice involved, but I don't intend to clear that up just yet. Prejudice has a funny way of concealing the real truth behind certain things, an attribute that I find to be quite advantageous.
So, if the Rooster is prejudiced towards her, was the Rooster somehow involved with Mother?
Call yourself a Fontanian, for example, and
Crucibena?
people will assume all sorts of things, when the real truth is that this is simply the land where I was raised.
So she's not a true Fontanian, hence why she doesn't have Numa Wisa.
You're not actually from Fontaine?
There we go!
But then, why did you try to help out with the prophecy and everything?
I was trying to protect the children born in Fontaine. Claiming that I myself was a Fontanian simply made it easier to operate. People would hardly suspect a fellow Fontanian of having any ulterior motives. Who wouldn't want to save their homeland? The primordial sea wouldn't have any effect on me. And it would have caused great harm to the House of the Hearth. Well...
So much for learning about a betrayal. She only revealed these in order to... reveal that other secret in order to change the subject.
So, you stayed in Fontaine for the kids. I guess I was wrong to believe you'd betray them. Apologies. Looks like I was holding on to some prejudices myself.
Good. Like I said, I like it when others have misconceptions of me.
Actually, while I was recuperating at the House of the Hearth, I heard that members always resolve disputes and arguments with a friendly spar, and the loser has to back down. Seems pretty cool if you ask me. Would also give them plenty of opportunities to hone their...
Well, that's only a recent development. In the past, such spars weren't nearly so... friendly.
Yep.
The losing party would lose everything, including their life.
They were that high stakes?
Well, the current atmosphere's not half bad. I'm a bit jealous, actually. You've got so many family members around you, and you even get to live with them.
Well, we know Tartar holds family in high regard with Tonya and Tusser.
Means dealing with a considerable amount of bickering and scheming. Once Tonya and Tusser enter their rebellious phase, I'm sure you'll understand. Just imagine. Tusser becomes obsessed with plucking out strands from the rooster's mustache, or Tonya decides to dye her hair 42 different colors.
Okay. I get the picture.
Type of conversation that would leave you falling asleep before yourself grateful for child for buying more time.
Well, would you look, Traveler, Paimon? I'm not sure where our paths will cross next, but the next...
Again, maybe this is a conversation we can have when you look less like you're gonna keel over.
All right.
No thanks necessary. You also played a part in obtaining the Gnosis. I would say we can...
I like the sound of that.
We should probably get going too.
Oh? You want me to leave?
Oh,
I'm rather enjoying the evening breeze. If you don't mind, I think I'll... Apologies for not attending to you like a proper host. Please, forgive.
We managed to keep her distracted until nightfall. Good thing Child was there to keep the conversation going.
Want to try something?
Think she suspected anything, do you? issues. Let's hurry back and see how everything went.
She doesn't have the dolphin rise. Yep, she's really not Fontainian. That's wild. Even though she's a character released during Fontaine, she does not have the Fontainian kick-up.
Oh, you decided to stay a little longer. Oh, you just...
Bum, bum, bum.
Lenny, how did everything go?
Well, long story short, we ran into a small issue. Clairvy can't go into the sunlight.
What do you mean?
Everything was fine at first. She followed me up to the surface just like... But as I led her out of the shadows and into the sunlight, she vanished. I turned around and there she was, standing at the edge of the shadows, silently watching me.
Huh. Maybe she's afraid of sunlight, or... No, it wouldn't be her wish if that would... Well, we could always try pushing her into it.
You can't push a ghost, Paimon.
I've pretty much tried it all already. Nothing worked. How did it go?
Good. I've got the list.
Really? Well, what do we read? Oh, that's a lot of pages. Oh, it's gonna take forever to get through it all.
We can each take a section. Here.
La Pouillade, l'endroit, Chambert.
Where? L'endroit. La Pouillade. Jambel. The execution list.
Oh, yikes. That Aurere guy has a huge...
Ah, I've met him before. The scar is from an injury he received during a mission. I still remember him joking with me about it.
Did he say anything?
Well, I asked if there was someone he was interested in. He said no. It was only later that I learned he really did have someone he liked. He risked everything to escape so he could be with her, but it didn't work. One day, Father asked to see him, and, well, I never saw him again after that.
Wait, so that means...
It may seem cruel, but it's just one of the rules of the house. Betrayal is not to be taken lightly. We know too many secrets to come and go as we please. Her name's not here, huh? Well, that's not too surprising.
All of those are executions within 5 years? Oh dear.
It only contains records dating back around 5... Let's shift our attention then. Fremine, were you able to find anything else? Fremine.
Sorry. I managed to talk to quite a few people, but I couldn't help but notice that the atmosphere in the house was a little...
Strange.
Yeah, I mean, I know there have been arguments in the past, times when people haven't gotten along. Chaplot and Filiol are a good example.
Oh, those are two of the people that we met while delivering supplies.
That's to be expected, actually.
Yeah.
Father brought us all here, shared her knowledge with us, taught us how to fight. That's one thing we all share. As members of the House of the Hearth, we're also considered part of the Fatui. And to a lot of people, that's an identity
Reasonable.
they never asked for. Certain members get older and realize they want something else for themselves. But considering the rules of the house, most people wouldn't. People like Chaplot and Foltz are loyal to Father and her vision. They're proud to be part of the Fatui. Filiol and Nantoy, on the other hand, well, they aren't quite as...
These kinds of
They just want to be
conflicts
people.
have always been there. It's not like Father is in the dark about any of this.
Well, that's true. But it just feels like things have gotten worse lately. I can't say for sure, but I think they've met Claire.
You think she's been inciting?
No, not exactly. But I wouldn't be surprised if she said something to them about the darkness in the house. She's told me about it before. Experiments being run on children. People being used as pawns on the battlefield without so much as the strength to survive.
And they just believed all that?
Clairvy's words probably gave them the excuse they were looking for. Whether they actually believe them to be true is secondary.
This is all because of Project Stuja.
Whoa. What's this Project Stuja all about?
Sorry, but I'm not sure of the detail. I only know what Father has told
Okay.
us, which is that it's something the Rooster and Regrator have been working on together. Apparently, it has to do with the Fatui's strategic plan for the future. Because the House of the Hearth was so
Is this building up for something that's going to happen during Natlan or something?
The honor of playing a key role in Project Stuja.
Okay.
Wait, but isn't that...
Key role is just another way of saying dangerous role. To us, Father thinks so too, but she's in no position to refuse. Their plan isn't exactly unreasonable, and they've been funneling the house a lot of funding. It's just that we'll lose a lot of members in the process. Participating in the plan, it's an honor in name only. What they're really trying to do is subdue us. The existence of an intelligence organization outside their control makes them feel uneasy. The
Fatui are plotting something big. Just keep a sharp out during any further dealings with the Fatui, see what I can learn. Okay?
Complicated top secret Fatui business aside, what does all of this have to do with the conflicts you were talking about earlier?
External pressure has a way of exacerbating internal strife. You can't overlook the power of fear either.
Yep.
People are afraid of dying. And that fear is often the impetus for a lot of stupid decisions. I thought resolving the Clairvy situation would make everything go back to normal, but it looks like things are more complicated than I thought.
Damn.
If we leave Filiol and the others to their own devices, sooner or later, Father will be forced to take action.
We can only focus on one situation at a time.
You're right. Even if we confront Filiol and the others, it won't do it. Well, it's getting... Lynette, you stick with me this time. Fremine, keep a close eye on Filiol and the others. Good work today, everyone. Have a good night, and I'll see you tomorrow.
That was a weird pan. I kind of expected to see Arlecchino hiding there. Alright. So Clairvy's not over there. Your mind races with thoughts, can't fall asleep.
Hey, she's even scary when she smiles. If she were to actually get angry... Ooh, you have to protect Paimon if that happens, okay, Traveler?
Can't just hide behind me.
Trust his effort. Look! Look over there!
Clairvy.
Let's catch up with her before anyone sees... Over there!
It was just kind of like faded into view. Claire.
Oh, where is she going? Or if someone sees her, we're toast.
I still think it's wild that there's still just no straight up staircase into Poisson.
Oh, look! She stopped!
Oh, because it's night, she can go out.
Clairvy! Shh! I opened the window while no one was looking. Look how pretty the outside is.
Window.
Only I could have more than this. You probably think I'm being
Sitting in the
silly,
window
huh?
with Paraware.
This hopeless resisting. It's better to dream of what I could have than try to make it a reality.
Please, help us get on the same page here, Clary. We need you to tell us what you know.
Sure. Although, after you hear, everyone in this family is nothing more than a tool. Something to be used and exploited. We're all expendable. As long as you're useful, you get to stick around. Lose your value. You're handed over to the doctor, experimented on, and given a fate worse than death. I've seen it happen again and again, and I've had
So
enough.
Arlecchino's curse probably doesn't come from the doctor, though.
You're saying the knave did all that? It's just, that doesn't seem like something she would do. She's scary.
I knew you would. Everyone thinks she's a good person. They all think of her like a real mother.
Mother?
But she doesn't deserve that title. She's disgraced it and tarnished it. And if I had things my way, I'd never see her again. If only Perry were here, she'd understand.
Harry. But also, Paimon's getting us. It almost feels like she's not really here with us. Paimon can't tell if she's actually talking to us or if she's mistaken us for someone else.
She's a spirit, could be anything.
In any case, it seems like she really needs someone. She looks so young.
It's getting windy. Ooh, look at the moon. Isn't it pretty? Hey, wanna hear a secret? I heard that if you look up at the night sky,
This is from the thing.
you can see the aurora. It's supposed Perry and I promised each other that once we're older, but I can't find her. I'm worried she's also been... No, that wouldn't happen to her. She's special. Mother likes her a lot. I should really go talk to Mother, but we just fought. She doesn't want to see me, and I'm too scared to face her. What should I do?
In that scene, Clairview was covered in bandages and bruises and said, is this what happens between all mothers and daughters? So I'm guessing Mother whooped her. Just sometime Clairview comes back to herself, she gives a weak smile and leaves on her own.
Paimon really doesn't. Well, let's head back. We've got.
That's messed up.
All right, looks like we're all here. Let's go ahead with the plan.
Before that, I have a question.
What is it?
Have Knaved and Doctor ever
What
worked
makes you ask
together?
that?
Well, we kind of ran it. We met the doctor back in Sumeru. He's super dangerous. And he's...
It's possible that Father and the Doctor have had certain deals. We're not really on the same side, so there's not a lot of trust between... I did hear, though, that when Father first became a Harbinger, the Doctor offered to work with the House of the Hearth. Father rejected most of his proposals, except for one. It had to do with some sort...
Secret experiment? Could that be...
I don't think so.
I don't know any details about the experiment itself, but I do know it's an entirely independent operation. The Doctor only proposed a direction for the research. That was the extent of his involvement. The details of the experiment are confidential, but complete records are kept on all participants. That doesn't seem to be the case with the situation. I know you don't agree with some of the Fatui's methods, and I'm not asking you to. But I am asking you to trust us on this.
Alright, that's good to hear. Clairvy seems to think the Knave and the Doctor work together to do something horrible. It's just that it doesn't seem like Clairvy is lying. The easiest thing to do would be just ask the Knave directly, but...
Father didn't come back last night. She's probably still... Lynette, you're with me. Fremine, you know what to do. Alright.
Where are we going?
Let's try somewhere further...
Alright, she's back. I can't talk or won't talk. God, this is so suspicious. Alright, I don't see Fremine anywhere. Has she just been standing there all night staring at the moon the same as Clairvy?
It's you two again. I must say, you look a bit... Perhaps if you had less on your mind, you'd be able to absolve. So what are you planning to do now? Catch up on some sleep? Or should I give you some time to rack your brain for a topic to discuss before although I must profess to being curious. Without child here, how do you...
Us? Distract you?
Looks like you could have used some extra time to think.
We're not intelligence gatherers, we're fighters.
Don't worry. I'll be sure to steer clear of any scheming children.
The ocean breeze is sure nice today.
Children always think they can hide things from the grown-ups. But nothing gets past me. Least of all a little scheming. I think I'll let them have at it for a little longer. Well, I'll leave you to think things over. If you're so inclined, meet me outside the Palais Mermonia.
Absolutely. So how much
Good
does she
things
know?
Come to children who do as they're told. So I do hope you decide to tag along. If only for your friend.
I'm thousands of years old, FYI. Come on.
She clearly knows about everything we've been doing, and Paimon doesn't think it'd be a stretch to say she was threatening us.
Release the pigeon that he gave us.
Oh, good idea. Well, we should probably head to the Palais Mermonia. Paimon doesn't want to find out what happens if we don't show up. Okay, then we...
Okay.
Seeing as we still have some time before my meeting, we might as well enjoy some pleasant
Are we meeting
conversation
Novelette?
while we wait. I'm glad to see you get along with my children. Being surrounded by good companions is necessary for a child's development.
You're not planning on doing it...
I assume you're referring to Lenny, Lynette, and Frem. Although, there's that situation with Filial and Nentoy as well. It appears quite a few people have been acting out. No matter. I'm not one to discriminate. All those who betray the house meet the same fate.
Does that mean you're going to kill them?
Oh, are you here to beg for their lives? I'm sorry to disappoint, but the rules of the house change for no one.
But don't you care about them at all? They really respect you. They even call you father. You must feel something.
Any organization in which feelings come before principles is one destined for ruin. The House of the Hearth is hardly an exception. You could say our principles are more stringent. That perhaps I can offer you this consolation at least. As our guests, you two will not be held accountable along with them.
There's no other way to solve this
I
issue.
would imagine Linny, Lynette, and Fremine will be able to keep their lives. As for Filial, Nentoy, and the others, I'm afraid there's little I can do. They can try to escape, but once you know our secrets, there's no getting out alive.
Alright, so there's two potential branching paths here. Either she's telling the truth, or she's playing the villain. And we're going to find some of those executed people, because they expressly showed us pictures of people on an execution list. And mentioned one of them had a distinct scar on his face. I think we're going to find some of those people. And maybe the knave got them out and faked their deaths.
That's awful.
Ah, you seem concerned. Out of consideration for my guests, I suppose I could turn a blind eye for a little longer. If Linny and the others manage to dispose of Clairvy in the meantime, all evidence of their wrongdoing will be lost. In that
Oh, she straight up knows about Clairvy.
punish them for something I couldn't prove. If their efforts are unsuccessful, on the other hand, all will be held accountable. And the punishment will be severe.
We'll
Of
hold you to it.
course. Oh, and here, I believe this belongs to you. Do try and keep better. It takes a considerable amount of time to train a bird like this. It would be such a pity.
She captured it in a...
Well, I'm afraid that's all the time we have. I asked you to meet me here because I have business at the Palais Mermonia. It has nothing to do with you, but I think it would be prudent for you to stick by my side for the time being. Well, time to go. Looks like we...
She's such a baddie. See, I thought maybe she knew, hey, my kids are up to something because they're actively trying to distract me. But no, she straight up knows about Clairvy and everything. Novelette! Papa D, Papa Dragon!
It's been a while, Monsieur Neuvillette, I must say. I wasn't expecting my meeting request to be approved quite so quickly. The Palais Mermonia operates with an efficiency worthy of admiration.
It is only right that an esteemed diplomat such as yourself should be afforded the proper level of respect. Although, if I may speak plainly, I must confess that I did not anticipate we would have the occasion to meet again after presenting you with the note. I see you brought the Traveler and Paimon with you as well. If I may inquire as to the purpose...
I'll be departing Fontaine shortly. There is, however, an outstanding matter that I would like to see resolved. It requires a rather lengthy explanation, I'm afraid. So I took the liberty of explaining everything in this proposal. Please review it at your leisure, Monsieur Neuvillette.
I mean, you could just tell us. If we're sitting down having tea.
I understand your request. However, at the risk of causing offense, I must admit that I fail to see why you would wish for such...
I heard you have a certain fondness for water tasting, Monsieur Neuvillette. So allow me to use water as an analogy. A family is like a large body of water with countless rivers flowing in, and as someone who watches over this system, I would hope that each river that flows from the source will eventually reach the ocean. Of course, objectively speaking, I know this is impossible. Most of the rivers will dry up along the way, disappearing into the ground. Not all rivers are destined to reach the ocean, but I would not see their existence rendered meaningless. I believe the water that flows within them is simply meant for a different destination, like a field in need of irrigation. Or perhaps the glass of a certain water-tasting enthusiast.
Maybe hiding members of the house.
Did you?
Your words
Kind of.
paint an optimistic picture indeed. Allow me to remind you, however, few among us are willing to sip from a glass filled with tainted water.
It may have been tainted at one point in time, but not to worry. I'll make sure it's drained of all impurities and returned to its cleanest.
I seem to recall there being a transactional aspect to your proposal.
If you accept my proposal, Monsieur Neuvillette, I will gradually withdraw my forces from Fontaine, and, unless absolutely necessary, I will no longer carry out any special missions with...
I presume I can take your words to mean that, in the future, cases similar to the Tartuffe assassination will cease to cross my desk.
Tartuffe? Ah, that thief who embezzled funds from all those charities, you mean? My deepest condolences to his family, but without any evidence, I cannot imagine how the House of the Hearth might have been involved in his past. Of course, if you accept my proposal, Monsieur Neuvillette, I'm sure certain measures could be taken to reduce the frequency of such troubles.
I also like how she's treating Novelette with more respect than the Harbingers treat the gods with respect. Because clearly they all respect the Tsaritsa in a different way than the rest of the gods. And Novelette being a sovereign dragon is very different.
In that case, I'm inclined to accept.
My thanks for your generosity, Monsieur Neuvillette. Well, with that settled, we should be going now. I took the liberty of bringing along 2 bottles of spring water from Snezhnaya for you to enjoy. I do hope I get the chance to hear your impressions.
Indeed. I trust you would not overlook your commitment in the meantime.
All right, Traveler Paimon. Time to go.
I believe I've told you before that my emotions easily resonate with those of others. Yet in the few meetings I've had with that Harbinger, I haven't been able to sense
A
any
cold,
aspect of her
dispassionate
emotional
father.
State. Her mind is like a still body of water. Who knows what darkness lies in its depths? And the lack of ripples on the surface gives nothing away. It's unclear whether
Still
this
waters
is a
run
natural
deep.
state of being, or whether it's an incredible strength of will that gives her the ability to master her emotion. I do not expect an explanation as to why you two are by her side.
Whee! That drains the stamina bar so fast. I mean, it's probably made for dashing around the battlefield.
What exactly were you talking about? Paimon only heard you mention some rivers, a large body of water, and then some kind of irrigation scheme.
You really want to know? I would imagine.
Winnie, Paimon really hopes everything... Oh, Paimon recognizes that look. You've got your thinking cap on, don't...
The nave seemed relaxed, but she didn't seem to be joking when she said that those who betray the organization must pay. I think she's serious about punishing them. How should we stop her? Something else we need to figure out first. Does that mean she knew who Clairvy was this entire time? Maybe she even anticipated how Linny and the others would act. Guy with a scar on his face. Yep.
Oh, shoot. Are you alright? Oh,
Horer?
geez.
Was that his
I'm
name?
so
Or
sorry. I was so focused on selling these papers, I wasn't looking.
I also wasn't paying
Let me
attention.
make it.
Yep.
Oh, you don't have to give it...
Please, I want to. It's my fault, really. I was just trying to bring home some extra mora for the family, but...
What's going on here?
Nothing much. I just ran into your friend here.
Hold on.
Of course, I'm happy to compensate you.
I'll take 3 papers.
Oh, thank you for your patronage. If only I had the chance to run into such generous customers every day. I should probably just take on a smaller inventory though, right?
Yep.
I'm getting married soon, so sometimes it's hard to not get ahead of my...
Well, now that my affairs are settled, we should take the boat back to Poisson.
Yeah, okay.
We've even acquired some
Did he,
good
like...
reading to enjoy along.
Oh!
Why don't we... Paimon just realized how hungry she is. She can't head back to Poisson.
Theory time. The project she was working on with Doctor is erasing memories. The punishment, they can't leave with the secrets of the House of the Hearth, so their memories are erased. That's my new theory.
You two are under the impression that delaying our return will somehow alter the situation. That being said, I could be persuaded to give Linny some extra time. If you agree to my request, I'll even answer some of your questions. You're quite curious about Claire.
Wait, why are
you... You overestimate yourself. You don't have the talent for bad things.
Then what can you possibly...
The most important consideration in a negotiation is that both sides receive something they want. Demands and threats only get you so far.
Your condition, let's hear it.
When the time comes, make the choice that you deem most appropriate in the situation, and lend your help to...
Okay, sounds...
That is for you to decide. Then
We
have a deal.
accept.
Follow me.
Easy enough. Nameless ruins? Are they the ruins outside Mount Isis? They are. Well, would you look at that? The Vertui aren't standing here like they were before. One over there, though.
What is this place?
Somewhere long forgotten by everyone. It used to be a grand building. Now it's nothing more than a pile of rubble. No one comes here anymore, nor does anyone care about what once happened here. Although, it was before I became a harbinger, and before Linny and the others joined the House of the Hearth. Due to certain events, I first killed Clairvy and then her mother. And this is where it all happened.
You were the one that killed Clairvy?
Patience
Why?
now. Allow me to explain Clairvy's side of the story first. I'll start from the beginning. Clairvy was 6 years old when she was brought by her mother, Crucibina, to live in the House of the Hearth.
Biological mother.
From the outside, it seemed like a fairy tale. A thriving family made up of kind adults and friendly children. Crucibina was the knave at that time, and the House of the Hearth was under her control. She was Clairvy's mother by blood, but she was also the mother to all the children in the house. Clairvy was happy here, for a time. But she quickly realized that being part of this family wasn't a fairy tale at all. It was a kind of purgatory.
Purgatory?
Exactly. The House of the Hearth takes in war orphans from all over Tibet. But as for how to raise them, that depends entirely on the person in charge. Crucibina came up with a novel idea. She would teach the children to fight, force them to duel each other, and then crown as the king of the house the child who proved themselves most worthy of inheriting the title. It's difficult to estimate the number of children who died or were maimed in the process. There's little I can say about the ones who died. The ones that emerged with permanent injuries, on the other hand, well, they would be handed over to the doctor to be experimented on, or sent away on dangerous missions. Nothing more than tools to be used and then discarded.
So those were the experiments Clairvy was talking about. But you said that Clairvy was Crucibina's daughter, so if Clairvy tried to convince her to stop what she was doing, Crucibina probably would have listened.
Despite being Clairvy's mother, Crucibina cared little for her daughter. She forced Clairvy to join the House of the Hearth only as a means to demonstrate her own impartiality as a mother. To prove that she treated all her children equally. Clairvy did try to convince her mother to change her ways, but it was to no avail. After her efforts failed, the only other option was to rise up and try to fight back. Unfortunately, the other children had already been thoroughly indoctrinated into the illusion of happiness. Of course, there was one exception. Someone Clairvy's age who knew the truth about the House of the Hearth. Her name was Peruere.
Perry.
The friend that Clairvy mentioned?
Friend, huh? I suppose we can call her that. Clairvy was a cheerful and passionate person with a tenacious spirit. Peruere, on the other hand, was rather cold-blooded. Her cold-blooded nature allowed her to see through Crucibina's facade. Yet, it was also this cold-bloodedness that prevented her from acting against it. At least at first. While Clairvy longed for freedom, Peruere was
very storybook. I like
amid
it.
all the fighting and violence, she would make it until the end. Despite
Pragmatic.
the differences, the two became fast friends, united by their knowledge of the truth. Clairvy told Peruere that she hoped to create a real family, where no one would be killed or sacrificed. There may have been a certain naivete to her ideas, but Clairvy proved her determination many times over. She tried countless times to run away, ask for help, or expose the truth. But her efforts only earned her beating after beating. The only thing that kept her going was her strength. Even with her body racked with pain, she would still stand on her tiptoes and open the window at night. She and Peruere would look out at the moon together. a fierce longing for freedom shining in her eyes. But one day, that light simply vanished.
Oh no. What?
Her hopelessness resulted from a culmination of things.
These are
10
older
years
than
had
we'd seen them.
passed. 10 years worth of failure after failure. She and Peruere weren't children anymore, but finding any chance to escape still seemed as hopeless as ever. It was during this time that Peruere suggested a new plan. If escaping was out of the question, why not take down the very person sitting on top of this throne of lies? Clairvy rejected that proposal. She claimed that, as a famous harbinger, Crucibina possessed an unimaginable amount of power. Trying to kill her would have an incredibly low chance of success. Clairvy never gave another reason, but Peruere could see it written all over her face. Clairvy still thought of Crucibina as her mother. Killing her own flesh and blood was a line she couldn't bring herself to cross. If she couldn't escape and fight back, then only one option precisely.
Death.
Death was the only way that she felt she could be free. It happened during a duel. When she arrived at the dueling ring that day, her partner turned out to be none other than Peruere. The very person that had stood by her side.
That's why sorry and thank you were her last
It was a
words.
fierce battle. But ultimately, Clairvy decided to let Peruere end her life.
I'm sorry and thank you were the very last things
From
she
that
said to
moment on,
Peruere.
Peruere's journey was one written in flames. When the rain finally came and washed it all away, there she stood, the sole victor in Mother's endless game of slaughter. A trail of corpses strewn across her path to... It was the very result she had predicted 10 years prior. Even then, she believed she would make it until the end. She wasn't surprised by the fact that she emerged as Mother's undisputed heir. Rather, her success left her with an inexplicable sense of restlessness. She was unsettled. And there was only one thing that could quell that sensation. Perhaps you two would like to take a guess as to what it was?
Killing the person at the top.
Correct. This is the place where Peruere killed her best friend. A mere year later, this is also the place where she fought tooth and nail.
Oh, it was a full
to kill
year,
the
okay.
mother they shared. The moment she acted, any conception of what was right or wrong ceased to matter. It's one of the principles of the house. Only those who survive get to write the rule. Peruere won the battle and became a harbinger herself. After which Her Majesty, the Tsaritsa, bestowed upon her a new name. ARLECHINNO.
So the Perry Clairvy was talking about... It was you all along. You're Peruere. ARLECHINNO is just a name you got later.
And this is your story
I
just as
left
much as
that name
Clairvy's.
behind long ago. I must say, hearing it now does bring back memories. After I defeated Crucibina, the moniker of Mother died with her. I chose to forego the title she called herself and even chose to give up my own name. I rebuilt the House of the Hearth under a new identity. Not only as ARLECHINNO, but as father. And that is where the story ends.
The Clairvy we met, who is she exactly?
Based on what you just told us, Clairvy was...
I suppose you could call her an illusion born of flame. Her existence is like ashes to a fire. You see, a certain power runs through my veins. It's not unlike a curse. My flames leave behind shadows of anything they consume, of course. The chances of those shadows morphing into a sentient entity are exceedingly small. Clairvy died when she was 16 years old, but what emerged from the flames was her 6-year-old self. Her appearance wasn't the only thing affected. Most of her memories were lost to the blaze as well. Memory is a mysterious thing indeed. Losing a portion of your memories will alter your sense of self. Lose 10 years worth, however, and it would be like living in the past. Like returning to a version of yourself that never grew.
No wonder Paimon got such a weird feeling when we were
Perhaps I should put it this way. Clairvy is someone trapped in time. It may seem like she exists with us in the present, but she truly lives in the confines of her own past.
So if all of that is true...
Indeed. She's a rather volatile and unstable entity. Sometimes she would look after the children. She's even saved some of their lives, but other times, she would hide from me and become obsessed with revealing the truth about the house. Shadows don't have the capacity to learn or grow. Any new information they encounter is quickly forgotten. Your attempts to expose Clairvy to sunlight. They failed, yes. The reason is actually quite simple. In Clairvy's mind, the house is impossible to escape. But no matter. All I have to do is kill her again, and all will be resolved.
God damn!
I don't anticipate so much as a single speck of ash will be...
Wait! Paimon can understand why you might want her go- So what if she's trapped in her 6-year-old self? She's still your friend! At least talk to her!
It's too late for that. She broke the rules, and now she must be punished. That goes for Filial and Nantoy. I hope you understand. The difference between Crucibina and myself lies in our formulation of the rules, not our policy for enforcing them. Upholding the rules without question is a trait we both share.
Is this really what you want to do?
Ooh! Voice traveler line.
Whatever
Sarah?
could you mean?
Don't you want to say a proper goodbye at least?
Whether as a killer or as a father, there are two things that must be avoided at all costs. Anger. And anger makes you impulsive. Sorrow causes you to waver. Well, it appears it's about time to proceed. Before we arrived, I told some of my well-behaved children to bring our troublemakers here by nightfall. I do believe I've kept my end of the deal.
Bug.
Here they are, Father.
How did Clairvy get there? How'd she go through the sun? Oh, she's in the shadow now, but...
You gonna execute him? Seeing something like that would actually be a first. Lenny!
I'm
Clairvy.
sorry. I heard about how, but I still failed. I couldn't find a way to...
Huh? Are you...
Indeed, it's been a while, Clairvy.
Perry!
Shh. Stay right there. I'm sorry to postpone our reunion, but first, I believe certain scores need settling.
Alright, boss fight time?
Father, let me explain.
Out of my way.
Father!
You chose to conceal a threat to the house. And for that, you must be punished. Overall, however, I suppose your wrongdoing is hardly the most egregious of the bunch, so I'll deal with your punishments later. As for right now, the more pressing concerns are the traitors.
By traitors? Father, let me explain. We didn't mean to...
Fultz, why don't you share what...
Yes, Father.
This little psychopath.
Secret Midnight Meeting number 3. Participants, Filial, Nantoy, Sato, Toddy. Nantoy clearly said, if only Father wasn't the one who took us in. Sato added, I'm sick of this life. I just want to live as a normal person. Filial was the worst of them all. She called us crazies and said a bunch of mean things about Father.
I did not! You're lying!
It's not like I'm the only one who heard those things. After that, you and Toddy and a bunch of other people started talking about Clairvy. You were using all those things Clairvy brought up as an excuse to question Father. We're birds locked in a cage. The only way out is to destroy...
You little... You just want me gone, don't you? What did I ever do to you, huh? And you, Sheplo, have you forgotten who stood by your sickbed, watched over you, and changed your...
You're wrong, Filial. We don't want you to die. You're our...
Liar. You wouldn't be doing this if that were the case.
We all live in the House of the Hearth. You know the type of work we do, Filial. A single betrayal can cost dozens of us our lives. It's not like it's never happened before. That kind of thing is hard to forget. That's why the House of the Hearth cannot tolerate any form of betrayal. Ever since we came to Poisson,
You've had 7 secret meetings? You've been spying on us for half a month? Wait a second. Now that I think about it, the move to Poisson was just a way to make it easier to spy on us.
Filial, Nanto, I owe you both my life. I owe Clairvy too. If this were any other situation, I would do anything to repay.
Why?
That's enough, Filial. We made a mistake. I'm sorry,
Yep.
Sheplo. Faults.
Now.
Chaplot, according to the rules of the House of the Hearth.
All those who betray the house pay with their lives.
And so it shall be.
Father, please wait!
Something you want to say?
Please reconsider, Father. What Filial and the others did. Does it really count as betrayal? We all come from broken families. From the very first day we joined the House of the Hearth, we wanted nothing. But the truth is, none of us know what a real home should look like. I'm not saying I have all the answers. All I know is this. Killing Filial and the others may uphold the rules. So please, Father, please, reconsider.
I agree with Linny.
Father, please.
Linny, you... I also agree with Linny.
There you go.
An order once given cannot be rescinded. However, given the extent of your
Our weapons?
Father, are you referring to a duel?
Precisely. The rules of the house will not be altered. However, resolving disputes with a duel is also one of our rules, one that also applies to me. Demonstrate
Here we go.
sufficient showing.
Wait.
Impossible.
All right, here we go. Hope I get to change my team first, because I have a level 40 Arlecchino on my team. I like how they have the weapons that I have them equipped with.
Lynn and the others have to duel the knave. Which, if they lose those people from the house...
Nope. Take the sides of the house.
Want to say a proper...
Anger makes you impulsive. So
Oh. Looking at that expression on her face, she seems really serious about this.
When guests are around, families are often on their best behavior.
when the time comes,
Yep.
make the choice that you deem most appropriate in the situation, and lend your help.
What's wrong, Traveler? Hey, where are you going?
Traveler?
See, they have the weapons that I have equipped on them, and she has a dull sword. I'd like to see myself what the fourth of the Fatui Harbingers could
You're
do.
asking to join the duel against the knave?
If that's
I'll allow
okay.
it. We do have a ready-made dueling ring at our disposal. All I would advise is this. Keep a firm grasp on your weapon, and give it your all. Any less, and you may just lose your life.
All right.
I knew you'd miss me.
There we go.
Father, let me explain.
Out of my way.
Can I
Father.
skip?
You chose to conceal a threat to the
Can I not
house,
skip?
And for that, overall,
By traitor?
Father, let me explain. We
Oh my
didn't...
god.
faults.
Yes, Father. Secret midnight meeting number 3. Nantoy clearly... Sato ad Filial was the worst of them all. I did not...
It's not like we're birds.
You little. You just.
Yeah,
want
Fultz
to
is a little psychopath.
What did I ever do to you? And you, Sheplo?
You're wrong, Filial. We don't want you to die.
Liar.
We all live. A single betrayal can come. That's why the House of the Hearth cannot.
You've been spying.
Filial, I owe you both my life. If this were any other...
Why?
That's enough, Filial. I'm sorry, Sheplo. Fultz, we...
Chapleau, according to the rules of the...
All those who betray the house.
And so it shall be.
Father, please wait!
Something you want to say?
Please reconsider, Father. What we all come from broke, but the truth
Yeah,
is...
this is ridiculous.
None of us know what a real home... I'm not saying I have... So please, Father.
I agree with Linny.
Father, please.
Crucibina was a Hydro character.
I also agree with
She bought Fremine,
An
apparently.
order once however,
Fremine was
weapons
sold to
are
Crucibina by his mother, who was in debt.
precisely. However, resolving disputes with a duel is also one of our rules, one that also applies to me.
Oh, she refused to
Demonstrate
comply.
Impossible.
But he was lied to and told he was sold. That's messed up. That's real messed up.
Did you hear that, Traveler? Lynn and the others have to duel the knave. If they lose those...
Don't you want to say a...
Anger makes you impulsive.
Oh. Looking at that expression on her face, she seems really serious about this.
When guests are around, families are often on their best behavior.
When the time comes, make the choice that you deem most appropriate in the situation, and lend your help.
What's wrong, Traveler? Hey, where are you going?
Traveler?
You're asking to join the duel against the knave?
I'll allow it. We do have a ready-made dueling ring at our... All I would advise is this.
All right.
Keep a firm grasp on your weapon, and give it your all. Any less.
I like how the fire is roiling underneath this area, like a giant cauldron, or a caldera of a volcano.
Is it my turn now?
The wind knows me.
And voila! Is it my turn now?
Again, she has that step. She has that,
We're way behind schedule.
Are you alright?
Closer.
All hail.
She has that Alucard step.
May I present?
Now that's
the
more
world
like
collide.
Is it my turn now?
Try to pace yourself.
With these rising flames.
Fine, fine, move! Move! Yes!
Spare your energy. Running is of little use.
And
She's got one. After clearing Bond of Life, your next charge attack will unleash Scarlet Nighttide. She's standing on a string. That is so cool.
Next on the agenda.
Spare your energy. Running is of little use.
How brilliant!
Closer now.
Let's take a... She's Pyro, so Pyro Resistance. Let's throw up a crit. And what's a good... Max HP is not bad. Shield strength, defense.
Are you alright? This really hurt.
Mines lower her defense.
The show begins.
If I have to draw my blade.
Whoa.
Trapped like a bunch of helpless animals. With these rising flames.
We're way behind schedule.
Into the wind.
Now's our chance. Have a taste of courage. How amazing.
Next on the agenda.
What is that?
No touching.
What's up with that little
Hang in there.
paper doll or spirit? If you're thirsty for blood.
Born of ice and frost.
Like a
This is
fly
long
tangled in a
overdue.
web. How amazing. With these rising flames. Not bad. You've proven to be a worthy opponent after all.
The wind knows me.
How amusing.
Now's our chance.
Closer now. Spare your energy. Running is of little use.
Alright, phase 2. Cool. Bouncing off strings. The wing has grown larger. Oh no, she's got a second one. Alright, giant spider form. Forgot all about that. Sick. Cinder of two flames. Flames Peroair. Sick.
Kindness has been seen.
Cinder of two worlds.
My blade
Flames.
is all that remains.
Time to shine.
Watch out for Father's movements. Look out!
One with nature. Clouds hide. The birds call.
Your punishment made manifest.
Now's our chance.
Over here.
45k. Alright, not bad.
Next on the agenda.
Into the wind.
Watch out for
Sun and moon had set. To me, you struggle in vain.
Access denied.
Sick.
Your punishment made manifest.
Over here.
Sometimes only the beginning.
Oh, are they pitching in? Thank you guys. I appreciate you. That was cool. Sick. Whoa. Dull blade, baby. Yeah, Fremmy!
You should know better than to crowd in one place.
Oh
I know.
Shadow Clone Jutsu!
I'm sorry, Father!
Sick!
Sorry for what? This pitiful excuse for an attack.
Throw them at the Traveler, yep.
Father, no!
Made it out, did you? You're stronger than I expected.
It's like a psychic attack? What is that?
A crimson moon.
It's like a mental attack?
I can't
Strings?
move.
Still, not strong enough to beat me.
What happened to her vision? It changed. We're not strong enough to beat her. Ah. That's a wrinkle. In canon. In the game, we beat her, but in canon, I guess. Okay.
I believe we can end things here. It's not often that we get to enjoy the company of guests, after all. We wouldn't want things to get too out of hand.
Brother, are you all right?
Lenny.
Given that I am the victor of this duel, as agreed,
No!
I never thought...
However, everyone involved in the duel demonstrated a remarkable level of strength and determination. In light, Elwar, the bottled flames I gave you for safekeeping.
Yes? I wasn't sure what they were for.
Wonderful. Then,
Bottled flames?
indeed, they're the product of a secret experiment. Once ingested, searing pain will spread across every inch.
Your memories
of your
burn away.
body. No harm will come to you physically, but your memories will be burned if you can withstand the pain. When you awake, you'll have forgotten everything you know about the House of the Hearth, and will be expelled. In other words, administering this concoction will kill the version of you that grew up.
The young man I thought looked familiar, yeah, was Herrera.
Memory is a mysterious thing.
She really thinks of it as killing them. The Herrera is dead. The one that remains is a normal person.
So, you're just...
You misunderstand. Memories are extremely important. Once consumed by flame, the version of you standing before me will die, and our secrets will die with you. So no, I don't intend to just let you go.
Even so, I'm sorry, Father. I'm sorry I let you down. But I really...
Don't cry. You haven't left the house yet, so there are still rules to be followed, yes? Remember what I taught you. Anger makes you impulsive, sorrow causes you to wait.
Of course.
Dry your tears, and go pursue...
Yes, Father.
Chaplot, Foltz, Elwar. Take them back to Poisson. And bring Linny and the others as well. I prepared 3 extra vials of bottled flames. As for whether to take them, goodbye, children. The next time we meet, I will no longer be your father. Thank you for all you've done for the house.
Wow.
Father.
Let's go.
Here, grab my arm, Lenny.
Thank you.
You little psychopath. Get out of here.
Clairvy.
She gonna walk into the sun? Oh, wait until the moon. Okay.
Can we talk now? I've been waiting for a super long time. You really are Perry, aren't you? I haven't seen you in so long. How come you're all grown? Wait, did I somehow travel to the future?
Neither. You died, Clairvy. That's what happened.
You could have at least sugarcoated it a little. Look, she's oh. Huh? That's it? If that's what Perry says happened, then I believe. Plus, I don't really need to know why I'm like this. I'm more curious about what happens in the future. If you're a harbinger now, Perry, that means Mother. Can you tell me about it?
You never stopped trying to defy fate. At first, no one believed you. You could only vent your frustrations to the moon. In fact, you often sought comfort in
Oh,
the
this is
sky.
sweet.
You wanted to see the aurora, so one night we promised each other we would go to Snezhnaya. Later on, you tried to run away, but you were brought back each time. Mother spared your life, but it wasn't out of kindness. Instead, she decided to make an example of you by slowly torturing you.
Oh, God.
That way. Still, you never gave up. Mother hoped that through ruthless duel after ruthless duel, she would be able to crown an ultimate victor among the children she raised. But you called on everyone to unite, to fight to a draw in order to reduce casualties. Your efforts may have only delayed the inevitable, but still. You gave them hope. You tried everything you could think of, but every attempt ended in failure. Still, you never turned your sword on Crucibina, and you never turned it on me. For the last 16 years of my life, I've done everything I can to fight for freedom. But now, I realize that the only freedom I truly possess is the freedom to choose.
I never imagined I would say something like that. I must have been feeling
Uh-huh.
really worn down, but somehow, I still think I understand. According to Mother's plan, only one of us was going to make it until the end. And I always hoped that person would be you. If I could do it all over again, I still don't think I would make
Oh,
a
God,
different
she's so
choice.
sweet.
Even when I first met you, I knew you'd be able to do what I could.
Is that so? Even now, I'm not sure I truly understand what kind of freedom you were trying to pursue. But as the head of the House of the Hearth, and as the children's father, I've tried to give them the most basic of freedoms. The freedom to choose their own fate. It's something I discussed with the Eudex of Fontaine. The children who want to leave the house will have their memories wiped clean of all secrets pertaining to the organization. In return, they will be allowed to live a normal life in Fontaine without being prosecuted for their past. Of course, I won't simply hand freedom to them on a silver platter. They have to fight for it and prove themselves worthy of it.
That's more than enough. You know, Perry, I think you're a pretty amazing king. And a really great father, too. I'm really happy that you're the one who took over the house. I guess I do have one regret, though. I still haven't seen the outside world.
Well, it just so happens that our dear guests over here have been to many nations and traveled to countless places. Perhaps they would be willing.
Really? Of course! We've traveled all over the place. We've got so many stories, we could probably talk your ears off for 3 days straight.
Probably. Talk about the land of Animo, nation of freedom, the land of Geo, nation of contracts, Electro, eternity, Dendro, wisdom, freedom.
You know, I used to dream of being a bard, playing the lute while singing into the winds of freedom. Even if there was no one there to listen, I would have continued to sing.
Geo, the nation of contracts.
That's where Mora comes comes from. I never knew that. If I had some more, I would buy 3 new dresses. One for me, one for Perry, and one for Mom. It's just too bad Perry doesn't like wearing dresses. And Mother, she probably wouldn't accept something like that either. I guess I just have to keep them all for me then.
Oh, this kid's adorable. Talk about Electro, the Nation of Eternity.
Mentioned. What if I once saw a drawing of this one guy with horns on his head?
Oh, sounds like you're talking about an Oni. Yep, we've met one, and let Paimon tell you, they're not nearly as scary as they look.
I was always too afraid to skip Mother's fighting lessons. But at the academia, I bet you could do all sorts of secret things in class. Things that have nothing to do with studying.
Oh.
I'm just kidding. Being able to study whatever you want with...
Tell Cleary about nations. Eventually, the conversation returns to Fontaine, the nation she once called home.
The situation was super dangerous. Lenny and Lynette were accused of committing a crime.
Oh no!
Don't worry. We were able to turn the situation around super quickly. All thanks to Detective Paimon.
How'd you do that? Come on, tell me.
Okay, so it was like this. After the failed magic show...
Clary's listening intently to Paimon's story about our time in Fontaine. She seems happy. Maybe the first time she's ever been able to truly relax.
Shadows don't have the capacity to learn or grow.
Should go back being... The sun has risen. Are we gonna get a cutscene? Yeah, we're gonna get a cutscene. Alright.
Clairvy, you've worked tirelessly from the shadows to overthrow the House of the Hearth. Now, by my authority as the Knave, I shall announce how this matter ends. You are hereby expelled from the House of the Hearth. You are no longer tied to this place, nor are you bound by its rules.
And immediately in the sun.
You're saying that I can finally leave? I get to experience the outside world as well?
Oh, man.
Oh, I almost forgot. There's no getting older for me. Still, seeing who you grew up to be makes me really happy, Parallel. Take care of yourself. Goodbye.
Oh, God, that's so goddamn sweet.
May we meet again someday.
Clairvy.
Yeah, that got to me. Damn it.
Soon. Paimon didn't...
I also have certain sentiments left unsaid. I wanted to tell her that the aurora I saw in Snezhnaya was just as beautiful as the ones in the pictures. But a shadow's memories reset at dawn. Had we delayed any longer, we wouldn't have had the time to say goodbye. Whatever regrets may linger.
Ah, that got me. Damn it.
Let them be lost to the coming of a new day.
All right.
Father?
So in canon, I'm still not strong enough to fight Arlecchino. But I broke through her power, but...
What is he doing back here? Let's go check
that
it out.
weird mental attack is what did me in. Alright.
Father, the bottled flames have been administered. Filio and the others have left the house.
And you? What?
Thank you for giving us that choice, Father. But we never wanted to leave the house. Lynette and Fremine feel the same way. They're recuperating back at the Hotel Bouffe d'été. But
I'm sure you're well aware of the expectations I have for you. I want you to follow in my footsteps
Yep.
and become the next king of the house. Yet you seem to have different ideas, I must admit. I'm rather surprised by your decision to stay. There's nothing wrong with choosing to live a quiet life. Leading this organization is a heavy responsibility.
I just never understood what you saw in me. What made you believe I was deserving of that throne?
You're brave, talented, and most
Yeah,
importantly,
I would agree.
you cherish your family. You would do anything to protect them.
Speaking up back there was so brave of you, Linny. It's all thanks.
You're a hero, Linny.
Shut up, Foltz.
Hero.
You little psychopath.
Father is the real hero. Had Father gone all out during the duel, there's no way I would have walked away with my life. I'm not deserving of that title. I'm not strong enough or smart enough.
You're wrong. In my opinion, all you need to be deserving of the throne is conviction. We may have different ideas of what it means to be a family, but you can hardly be said to lack conviction. What you truly lack is strength. For someone of your talent, though, that's something that will come with time. Even without that strength, you still chose to face me in a duel, even though the odds were stacked against you.
Father.
Her vision's back to normal as well.
No one knows what the future holds. What tragedy or triumph may be in store.
So I'm wondering if, like, her curse overrode her vision, or if that was a delusion on top of it.
Will to face. If reaching a certain standard were required to go after what you want, I would never have succeeded in killing my predecessor. Back then, there was still a considerable gap between our abilities. Strength may decide the ultimate victor, but those who let a lack of strength dictate their decisions or undermine their convictions will never be worthy of the throne.
I understand, Father.
Her conviction allowed her to access her curse, access her strength.
Children must grow up to surpass their parents. The road ahead is not an easy one, so I'll ask you one last time.
You've done so much for me, Father, and that kindness must be repaid. Protecting my family at all costs.
Then you're welcome to stay. As for Project Stuja, you need not be too concerned. If those cowardly businessmen and heartless dignitaries try to take us down, I'm prepared to teach them Having members who longed for the light was our organization's last weakness. With those members no longer among our ranks, the House of the Hearth is like a spider hiding in the shadow. At present, our imperative is to use their plan to our advantage. In doing so, a crimson moon shall rise amid the frigid blizzards of winter. No demonstration of loyalty shall go unrewarded, and no sacrifice. As for the two of you, whether we meet again as friend or foe, no matter how arduous the journey ahead.
Wow. Into the sunlight. Wait until 2 days later. It's always 2 days. You notice that? It's never a day later, 3 days later. It's always 2.
Fremine were recovering at the Hotel Bouffe d'été?
Bouffe
I
d'été.
don't know just how they're doing. Maybe we should go check on them.
Okay.
Lynette? Fremine? How are you feeling?
Much better.
Whew, what a relief.
What about you? Are you feeling all right?
I'm right as rain.
You'd come out unscathed. Us, on the other hand, well, we've been bedridden for 2 days. I couldn't even turn over.
So, technically, the only other time we've been defeated canonically is our first encounter with Signora where she froze us. But then we came back 2 chapters later and stomped her.
Oh,
so we'll,
and I wanted to ask, is Claire V... gone?
So it's probably not until
Lily and
Shinaznaya
the
that we'll
members
get
have
to
left
stomp
Poisson and
Arlecchino.
returned to the House of the Hearth. According to him, there haven't been any more sightings of a spirit roaming the house.
She bid farewell under a blanket of sunlight.
I'm glad. Father came to check up on us 2 days ago and told us about what happened with Crusabina and Clairvy. Actually, I've met Crusabina before.
Wait, what? You've met the former?
Crusabina died a year after Clairvy. It was during the year between their deaths that I joined the House of the Heart. Crusabina had an extremely cruel and radical way of doing things. While she was alive, the atmosphere in the house... When I joined, though, the experiment she valued so much had already come to an end, and all the people involved, dead and injured alike, were gone.
Wow.
Crusabina never talked about the past with us newcomers. A couple of months after I joined, Father killed Crusabina and burned all her files. With that, the names of all the people subjected to her experiments, Clairvy included, were lost to the flames.
Burning away memories.
Painful memories they represent.
Father took in Lenny and me a couple months after that, but she never mentioned anything about Crusabina or Clairvy.
It really seems like something she was planning to keep to her. The last time you talked to her, did she mention why she kept it a secret?
She said she didn't want us to be affected by the darkness of the past. The foundation of a family should be free of any corrupting influence. And that's what Father told me.
But I still thanked her for everything. It was only after hearing about what Crusabina did that I finally realized how insignificant our lives could have been. The members of the house meant nothing to her. If Father hadn't taken over the House of the Hearth,
Don't think about that.
Father rarely brings up the fact that she saved us. She doesn't believe that being indebted to her should be what ties us together. But even if we didn't owe her anything, we would still choose to stay. We may have arguments or times when we feel wrong.
Whether the path before us is bathed in sunlight. So I wanted to say thank you for...
Oh, we didn't do anything, really.
Invite us back as guests and we'll call us even.
Are Filio and Nantoy?
I actually saw them at a cafe. They didn't recognize me. From what I could tell, they seemed happy.
So they still remember each other. I don't know how that works, but cool. All right.
Next on the agenda.
It's open. Wall hearth. We've got a fireplace. That's cool. All right. So we obviously have to do some stuff with Arlecchino. We gotta get her to phase 2 before that. I gotta get friendship before I start getting all these. Oh, shivers down my spine. That was... I'm only one away from triple crowning her. Philosophies of Justice. I can do that on Friday. Alright, so that's probably gonna be it for this stream. I will be back later this week to do an exploration stream of this new region. I'm going to avoid this new region like a plague, because I want to do it on stream, the Nastoy region. As I'm going to do a lot of exploration, but also explore this, the undersea capital of the Lost Homeland, fight the statue of marble and brass. They both seem... Alright. I know it's tied in with music, and I love the musical staff wrapping around him. That's so cool. Alright, so Arlecchino's story is done. We'll do an exploration stream where we do all that stuff, and then we'll probably be back, because there's probably going to be an event in the meantime, and then in the second half of this, we will be getting, what was it? Sinos, Chapter 2, where they're going to introduce a new character. I believe Sethos was the name. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 15. It's only at 17, the banner. So I don't think it's worth it to pull in the banner right now. But I really do want her weapon. It looks hella cool. But...
Something you wish to report?
Nope,
No.
not really.
You have my undivided attention.
Alright. So that is where I'm going to call it for now. I wore a very appropriate shirt, just a person on fire, grinning and bearing it. Fine, everything's fine. That is where we're going to end. I really liked that story. I really like Arlecchino's vibe. My one character is that little psychopath, that little child whose name I already forgot. It was just... He used to strangle animals, and he ratted on everyone. He was just... Alright, I'm going to try and do that Arlecchino fight a few more times. With a couple different, like, groups. Because it seems like a really fun fight, and I want to get a better feel for it. I also want to get a better feel for her and her powers with the Bond of Life mechanic, because I think that's going to be a bigger thing in that land. Yeah. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me. That is it for this thing that I am doing. I'll be back later this week for this, and I'll be back later this week for more Unicorn Overlord, and possibly, I don't think any of the other games I ordered got here yet. I think I was going to do Sandland next, by the late, great Akira Toriyama. Yeah. So, thank you so much. You can follow me here at Twitch or over on my YouTube. All these videos are posted there the next day. That's it. Until next time, stay awesome. Bye.